All right, I understand. I need to listen to all of the warning songs, don't I? Literally everyone was like, you need to listen to these, including one of my Patreon supporters, so I literally had no reason to say no. So I guess I'm going to be listening to all of them all at once. I initially didn't want to because I saw it would be about 9 minutes worth of music, but I figured, why not just do them anyway? I'm in a good mood today. Let's just knock them all out all in one video, shall we? Let's go! Ooh. I really like that sound, actually. It's just the right sound. It's just the right blend of, I don't want to hear that more, but I'm hearing it more. It's already matching that vibe perfectly. That distortion on there is so ideal. Ooh, the slowed down synth in the back, that sub bass. All right. All right. I really both love and hate that that sample is continuing to play at a regular interval. Like, it's already bothering me in a good way. Like, I know what it's doing. I just don't like that it's doing it. But all the other sound design around it is just so mysterious and well placed. Still love that low synth, how it like ramps down. I gotta figure that these three are probably gonna build off each other. Ooh! Oh, I honestly thought it was just gonna be a loop all the way through. Hello! Interesting sample there, too, with that, like, vocal chop in there. I think that's what that is. It sounds like a vocal chop. I suppose it could just be a sample of, like, a synth. It feels a little too organic, though. A really distorted vocal chop, but the strings getting that much more agitated. It went from agitation to a vibe. Hey. I was expecting it to just kind of go back to what it was at the beginning. But that was a really cool synth to throw on the end there. Well, I'm in for a ride, aren't I? I know I was yapping a lot during that one because I was trying to figure out where things were, and now that I have this song to go off of as like a point of reference, I assume I'll be a little bit more quiet and build my opinions more at the end of listening to each song after this. But that song definitely hit those agitation points for me. I felt uncomfortable. I felt mildly annoyed, but like in a way that I'm able to process that I know I need to be. It's exactly what they're going for. Just in this sense of like, it raises my anxiety just a little bit where I'm just like, I don't want to keep hearing that siren in the back, but I really do appreciate the sound design on it. That was really well done. It was the perfect amount of distortion, the perfect amount of effects to make it like subtle and not actually grating, but enough to make you go, I don't like that. There's too much happening there. There's too much distortion for me to feel comfortable hearing it all the time. Whereas like you'd hear a giant siren going off, like where I live in the world, there's a lot of tornado sirens that go off, and you get so used to hearing that happen that you're just kind of like, oh, there's another tornado siren. I guess it's a Tuesday. I mean, it's just how you learn to expect it. But this was definitely not that. It was a different siren sound. Like, it was like it was chasing you. You know, like I wanted to get as far away from that sound as I could, and I know darn well that that's exactly what they're trying to make you feel. You don't want to be dealing with this right now. Whatever's happening in the game in that moment that is playing these samples, you don't want to be there for too long. You want to get whatever you're doing done. I'm not sure what the goal is for that situation, but I sure as hell wouldn't want to keep hearing it for too long. But that is also to say that that second half was actually kind of a bop, and I would like to hear that on loop. So the first half made me anxious. The second half made me kind of go, oh, okay, we vibing. All right. It's like I got used to the siren, even though it was just because it wasn't there anymore. If they had kept that through the second part, kept that siren sample in the background, there's no way I would have found that second half nearly as chill as I found the second half without it. So there's a lot of sound design trickery going on with this one. There's a lot of in and outs. That sub bass like ramping down was really cool to me. I just loved the way that like kind of gave you that release just subtly, and you're like, oh, everything's gonna be okay. Nope, it's back. You know, there's a lot of sound design on this, and with that, I suppose I should get to the second one and figure out how this evolves into whatever next movement, so to speak, it goes into. Oh, immediately more dissonance. Kind of got a groove going on with the percussion, though. Oh, we're going drum and bass. All right. So we're going for the more panic side of things instead of the like slow building anxiety. All right. They still got that ramp. That like bend. I was hoping they were going to do it again there. Probably going to do it now. There it is. I like that they're carrying that across both songs. Now I'm really curious to see what the third one's going to be like, if it's going to evolve another similar sample like that. Lots of fast-moving synths that really get your blood pumping. Ooh, slow it down, halftime. You got... Okay. Had like a Latin rhythm going there for a second. That's just a fun tom groove. Little fill there. Ooh. A chromatic scale to really get that anxious energy building again. None of the notes really fully working together. It was just pushing you along. These songs are really, really good with their sound design. That Tomville again. Got some chimes going. Okay. Warning bells, maybe? All right, so like kind of the same but completely different. There were definitely a lot of parts in that one that had some borrow from the first one, just subtle ones like that kind of bend. It was very similar to that ramp down and the sub bass of the last one, just utilized it a different way. It was more anxiety inducing this time, whereas the other one felt like a release. This felt like it was bending the tension, like it was cranking another turn, twisting you just a little bit more out of whack. That was really neat. Of course, course, the high energy of the drum and bass, like breakbeat style of drums and all these synths happening at all rapid BPM is gonna do that to you as well. That's gonna just raise that tension and hold it there. But there was so much else happening. There was so many layers of different sounds being used. And of course, as I mentioned a few times, those tom fills in there, just really rapid, really quick singles, really throwing in that energy. There was just so much energy in this one. A lot more of a bop than the prior one as a whole, especially when it got to that halftime section, because it's just like, hey, we're going to give you a second, never mind, and bring you right back into it. There's so much sound design. I would argue that these songs so far, including the other one that I had heard before, is just more sound design than music in a way. Like, there's so much more sound design happening here than there is a bunch of like musical trickery. It's utilizing sound design as its musical element. And while I've heard plenty of songs do that before, this is just doing it so well. This is handling that so entirely well. It's taking everything that would encapsulate the feeling that they want you to feel and just throwing it at you ruthlessly. Even if it's supposed to be a subtle feeling, they're just shoving it in your face and they're not apologizing for it. So with that out of the way, now that this song has been played and I know that we're at that high point, I wonder if the last one is going to be more of like a payoff, like it's a 3-tiered sort of thing. The first one's the start, you get the middle at the high, and then you'll get the denouement at the end. And like, I wonder if we're going to get a resolution or if it's going to be just like really aggressive, but like the final countdown level of aggressive, like you need to get this done, otherwise we're all doomed kind of energy. So I suppose we'll find out, won't we? Okay, I thought the last one started with dissonance, but that was literally a full clash. Those notes did not belong together. Okay, we got the Choir of the Damned. Always good to have. I also love just in the video itself how the corners and all the effects and everything have gotten more degraded as we go along here. That's just cool. Doesn't mean anything for the song. Just a neat addition. I like those attentions to detail. So we are kind of in like a, so far at least, feels like a Doom like era of just like the you didn't do it, here we are, time to die. That's kind of where I'm sitting right now. Ooh, yep. Using a lot of minors. Heavy on diminished chords. But I've seen the tone change in the other songs before, so wondering what'll happen when we get to that halfway point. Really loving the amount of dissonance that they're throwing in here. Nothing feels at all in sync. Oh. Ooh, okay. We got an uplift. Oh, never mind. It's still sad boy hours. Oh. This is just reinforcing my mentions about it being so sound designy. There's definitely more musicality happening in this one than the prior two. They're definitely abusing those minor chords a lot. And those slides into those dissonant notes, it's just clashing. Where did the play bar go? It was like right here. It just disappeared. Did anyone else notice that? I don't know if that was on purpose. I feel like that might have just been a rendering issue. Sorry. But I wonder if it was on purpose, because now that's actually making me more anxious. That I can't see where the song is gonna end. There's no resolution in sight. There it is. Whew. What a trifecta. All right. That one was 100% more leaning into the music theory side of things and really abusing those minor chords to the best of their abilities. That had so much sorrow. It was definitely what I had assumed with the Doom era. It wasn't aggressive. It was more like the, you messed up, you done goofed, here we are, and this is the song of your turmoil. It had a lot more emotion into it, and a lot of diminished notes in there. Just nothing was landing on the same chord outside of like the base of the strings. Like that was about it. Everything else that the voice in there was singing was not accurate. It was also a very bold choice, but I appreciate using a synthesized voice. You could tell that it was probably just played on a keyboard through either a bass synth pack, like a bass sample pack of a voice, and that they had just played the keys and it changed the notes, because there was no like connection organically like a human voice would have. And if it was a sampled real human's voice, it was definitely like pitch shifted to sound fake. So that's a very bold choice, but a good one. It made it just feel unnatural. I don't like this. They really kept that energy from 1 to 3. There's a lot going on here. In every chord and every note change, everything that just didn't click right happened here. And you have to pay attention to those to make them happen usually. Compared to the other two, where it was just kind of straightforward, you knew what to expect on the melody so much, but the sound design around them made you feel more anxious than anything. This one, it was a perfect blend of both. What a triple threat of songs. You just get that perfect 1, 2, 3 story beat like I was kind of anticipating after the second one. They really do pull you through a story. You can feel everything that's happening. It's like watching a film in 9 minutes. Like I feel like I just experienced a whole situation. But at the risk of this video getting too long, I'm going to call it here. So thank you all so very much for watching. If you have any other songs you want me to get to from Lobotomy Corporation or anything else, I do have some songs from Millie in my Patreon queue that I will be getting to as well. Just some other works that they've done. I don't know if they're from any of the games yet. I assume they're probably not. But I can't wait to get to those either. I love Millie's work as well. And if there's any songs like this that I need to listen to from any of the other regular game soundtracks, please let me know in the comments below, and I will do my best to get to them. And otherwise, if you want to follow me and support me and all that, I do have a Patreon and Ko-fi update coming near the end of this weekend, actually. So if you want to support me there, you know how to do all that. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye!